Hi, I'm Ini from Raki Raki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Yana Vinaka and good morning, Fiji. In this bulletin, concerns raised about medicine prices. All active COVID cases in stable condition. And e-ticketing top-up machines inoperative.
From the studios of FBC Suva,
Jackie Spade.
Concerns continue to be raised in terms of the prices of medications in the country and vitamins and supplements being sold in pharmacies only. The Fiji Pharmaceutical Society agrees that it's a mixed bag, as some medication that are cheap in Fiji are expensive in other countries. But what FBC News has observed is that, for example, a pregnancy pill is sold at almost double or triple the price here. Kritika Kumar reports.
Fiji Pharmaceutical Society President Rinal Chand says the prices of the medication depends on the buying power of the pharmacies.
And for example, with supplements, if you buy in large quantity, then you get a lower price. And most pharmacies are small businesses, right? So we are not able to buy in large quantities.
The Economy Minister says they are looking at some of the regulatory changes to get some efficiency in the industry.
So there's a lot of sort of archaic bureaucracy, archaic legislation. So the pharmacy board, the pharmacy council, sometimes people run a closed shop. So the whole idea is to try and unlock that.
Ayaz Said Kiyum says they are also considering ways to liberalize the sale of the products.
For example, in Australia now, you can't simply go off and buy Panadol because it's used for making other drugs. There are certain drugs that were treated as off-the-counter drugs without a prescription, but they are now there's restrictions placed on that. But definitely things like vitamins and all of that, we believe it should be done, and hopefully we should be able to get around there in the next few months.
Okay, so it really depends on what type of medications they're trying to liberalize. If they're talking about supplements, then there is a risk involved.
The society president says Fiji is a very small market and gets the medication at the retail price, as wholesale price expects very large quantity purchase. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The remaining COVID-19 active cases in isolation are all in stable condition and are undergoing the test of recovery. These are all border quarantine cases. Permanent Secretary for Health Dr. James Fong says Fiji remains COVID-19 contained, and they continue to work on ensuring there is no community transmission of the disease. Dr. Fong says the active cases are under close observation. He adds there is a clinical criteria for what each patient gets.
At the moment, we have 6 cases, 5 in Lotok and 1 in Nandi. They're all very stable. They're doing very well. In actual fact, we are just going through what we call the test of recovery now. There's 2 different criteria for test of recovery. Some get test of recovery based on symptoms, but there are a small number in that group that require test of recovery based on the swab. That means the swab has to turn negative.
The bus fare top-up machines at the Suva and Nausori bus stands are currently not operational. FBC News visited the bus stand yesterday and saw security officers guarding the machines, while passengers had to look for other stores to top up their cards. Vodafone Acting Chief Executive Ronald Prasad says there have been challenges since the installation of the machines, as some have tried to tamper with them.
Sometimes they don't put the right, instead of the normal notes, they would just put normal paper, trying to beat or cheat the system.
Year 13 students who own mobile phones have been encouraged to download the Care Fiji app to help in the fight and containment of COVID-19. While speaking to students at Nathamboa High School about the new budget, Minister for Economy Ayaz Said Kiyum also explained the importance of the Care Fiji app. Said Kiyum says with more Fijians downloading the app, it will be easier for the government to market Fiji. This then had a student questioning the possibility of the use of phones at school with the Care Fiji app.
If they have the app, they should take it everywhere they go. So us students also bring our phones to school. Since the schools are, like, the COVID-19 restrictions aren't really practiced there, shouldn't we bring our phones to school?
The good thing about coming to school is that you have a set class, right? You know who's in your class. So if tomorrow you have COVID-19, God forbid, when they ask you who you have been in close contact with, you'll know everybody in your class. So you can give them your name.
Prime Minister Vorengen Bainimarama says the Pacific Unite concert will bring our Pacific family together at a time when solidarity matters more than ever. Bainimarama will be one of the many regional leaders to make an appearance on the virtual concert, along with Speaker of Parliament Ratu Epeli Nailatikau and New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. The Pacific Unite virtual concert, organised by UN Pacific, aims to unite the region in its fight against COVID-19. The concert will air this Saturday on FBC2 and will be hosted by Untitled from the Laughing Samoans and feature artists from Fiji and across the Pacific. Shares of Eastman Kodak Company fell about 40% on Monday and were on track for their worst single-day decline after the U.S. government blocked a $765 million loan to the company. This loan was going to make drug ingredients for use in possible COVID-19 vaccines because of alleged wrongdoing by executives. Up ahead, FNRL receives timely boost and Touch Rugby to hold club competitions.
My name is Enrico. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks in Suba.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
The all-in-one Builders Nandi football team may miss a few experienced players during their Punja's Battle of the Giants semi-final clash with Flow Valve's Island Accommodation Suva this weekend at Churchill Park. Rusiate Matererenga, Napoleoning Gasevakatini and Ashnil Kumar are all not 100% as they are nursing injuries. However, the Jet Setters coach says they have players who can fill the positions if need be. The side had also won all their group matches and will be looking to replicate the same form on Saturday.
The semi-final is something that knockout phase, and all the players will be giving 150%. And Suva known to be having some of the best players from the country, and two of the coaches who are qualified coaches, and I think they are good coaches.
The Punja's BOG semi-finals kicks off on Saturday with Priceline Pharmacy Bar taking on Delta One Automotive Repairs Rewa at 2 p.m. and Nandi face Suva at 4 p.m. in the second semi-final. You can catch the live commentaries of both matches on Mirchi FM. A total of 26 teams will be vying for the FNRL's prestigious Vodafone Cup this year. The Fiji National Rugby League has also made some changes to the competition format to cater for the increased number of participating teams. Tale Matarakula has more.
This year's Vodafone Cup will see 11 new teams competing in the Premier grade.
Now have the best players in one competition, and that's a Premier grade, the Vodafone Cup. 26 teams, there are 94 matches altogether this season.
The FNRL has also made changes to the tournament structure.
Due to the influx of teams, we've changed the format a little bit more to suit the number of teams that we have. But we currently had as a qualifying round from each of the state conferences from the East and West. This year, teams will qualify directly from their pool groups into the Grand Final Series.
A platform that saw the birth of many Fijian NRL stars, Kaiviti Silktail's coach Wes Nengama will be out to scout potential players for the next squad.
The number in participation in teams this year, 24 teams right across Fiji, which is excellent, excellent for the game, and as you said, it puts us in a good position come November when we have to pick our squad for the Silktails for next season.
The Nandi Lautoka division will open the Vodafone Cup on Saturday at Prince Charles Park. Tali Materkula, FBC Sports.
The Fiji National Rugby League received a timely boost of $22,000 from the Australian government. The grant will be directed to the development of the FNRL and its associated clubs. The grant will be directed towards the clubs participating in the Vodafone Cup competition.
We're also supporting the 26 Fijian clubs participating in the Vodafone Cup and are helping to secure a place for the Silktails in the 2021 World Massey Cup.
Will go towards the clubs. Our clubs, they pay a registration fee of 1,000 Fiji dollars a year. So with this money, we're going to refund all the clubs their $1,000 that they pay, and hopefully by refunding them their money, they can use that money for the development of their own clubs in this challenging time.
Fiji Touch Rugby plans to begin its club competitions in the coming weeks. The sport was one of the 9 sports that was recently accredited by the government through the Fiji National Sports Commission. After receiving its Safe Sports certification, President Tevita Mau says first on the agenda is holding their club competitions in Suva and Nadi. Mau adds while competitions will be ongoing, Fiji Touch Rugby is also looking to broaden the sport by developing clubs across the country. A quick look at the weather map for today. It is Wednesday, the 12th of August. Expect fine apart from brief showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Mainly fine elsewhere, cool at night, moderate to fresh east to southeast winds. And that is your FBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj. Keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Navang go merere te lawa, go ngai tabua, ando talita kana vararonga na Radio Fiji 1 nando mai viti.
Radio Fiji 1 nando mai viti.